Okay, so welcome the FIT team to join in today's SourceDay training. So in the meeting, we have Hester and Anna from the FIT American team, and the Claudia actually is from APCC, and the Xiaofang is from the China team. And in the bio, we also have the Jane and the Lu Juan. Okay, Lu Juan should be your bear in future. Okay, so Jane is quite new and she tried to learn something here. So for this meeting, I will try to record it into video because as I know you try to share to your other maybe Yunnan teams and so on. So that's the reason we use the English instead of the Mandarin. Okay, so I've sent out the deck several days ago. So usually you can see the screen in the Skype, but in case it is not, you can open the deck which I sent to you guys later before. Okay. So now I'm in the page second. So page second is trying to introduce what is SourceDay. Okay. So today, as I know, you use the EPO, EREC PO, for the receive the their request and ship out the goods and so on. And the SourceDay actually do not replace EREC. Do not replace EREC. Okay, it is an added. It is an added communication tool. Okay, so it is added to be. You need to know this point. So in future the process will be okay. We have a planning system. Okay, planning system on the planner will do some layout calculation. Right? Then will say, hey, I need any part number at what time, but they will send to the SourceDay firstly. Okay, and SourceDay will trigger one email to you to say, oh, this is the request from the Dell planner. Then you can go to the web tool to review their request. If you accept, you acknowledge their request, then the PO still generated from EREC. So that means EREC still generate PO to you. But sometimes you don't agree, right? For example, MOQ issue or maybe lead time issue. Then you can directly edit, update in the SourceDay to say, oh, hey there, please revise the lead time, the due date to what time, due to what reason, and so on. Then that means you push back to there. Then the buyer will find your update. Buyer will review internally. If buyer agree, they will accept your pushback, right? But sometimes maybe they think you are not provide good reason. Maybe they will push back too. But anyway, it will communication in the SourceDay tool until you guys have an alignment, right? The alignment maybe have two options. One option is you have accept it anyway. You accept it with some conditions, right? Or maybe you still cancel. We do not generate PO because you cannot get an alignment. Okay, but every step, what I say here, every step in your communication is visible in SourceDay. That means we have many lows, many histories to recording what Hester and Anna and Lucian discussion in the tool. Okay, so if you agree, then PO still generated. So this is future process. Okay, so you can find it change some reactive to proactive, and we add in the visibility. Okay, Tina, any questions? Okay, if no question, let me continue. Um, today, only planner to deal with you. They do the forecast. They also place PO. They also help you to resolve the RICT issue, the receiving invoice issue, and so on. But in the future, actually, we split the planner and the buyer. So planner only for forecasting, okay? But for PO and the communication and the rigged issues, it's a buyer to deal with you guys in future. Okay, this is also a big change. Let me highlight again, EREC still there, okay? Still there, do not dismiss. And due to we have database web tool, then you can find, we can eliminate some manual things, okay? And we have the history for every PO. And because we have that, actually we can run some KPI. For example, do Foxconn FIT team response to their timely, or do their response to your pushback timely? So this is, by way, okay? So this is from high level, what is a SourceDay and what is the future process? Okay, so any questions for page second? Hester and
One
Anna?
quick question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. One quick question. Okay, regarding for EPO's request. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once we have question regarding for quotation or anything, is that website could be we can send some message from that website. Is that
Okay, what quotation you mentioned? You mean the
PO should be we go to the website, we can just we can view for that purchase order, right? But that's not for the formal one. Maybe that's only for request, right? At that time, okay, if we have any question, is that possible we can send message to
yes,
whoever send this purchase order? It could
yes,
be, right?
yeah, because as I say, ideally we expect you accept it, right? But in case you have some questions,
Mm-hmm.
actually you can add in the
Yes.
questions. Yeah, but I'm not really sure what real issue here, huh? But some surprise, yeah, accept it. Some surprise say, oh, these people have some questions. They add in some questions. That's fine, okay. But for the price and
Mm-hmm.
so on, I think you need to check with the GCM instead here, okay. But for due date, for
Mm-hmm.
the lead time, MOQ, you are right.
Mm-hmm.
If you not agree, you can
Mm-hmm.
directly change and push back. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Now let me move to the
That's that.
mhm.
Yes.
Any other question? Okay. If no, let me move to
Request
the
for that step, right?
pardon. Hello, Hester.
Yes. Okay. My question is, that's me, before we generate for that EPO.
Yes.
Okay. Before that, we are able to just check the pricing, MOQ, and all the condition. So we are able to check before the PO generate, right?
Uh, I think you are right because the request will including the quantity and due date. Okay. So if the request due
Yes.
date, because you know the MOQ, right? You put in the MOQ and your
Yes.
lead time, right?
Yes.
So if our request not meet your standard, then you can say, oh, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
you need to extend lead time or you need to change the quantity and so on. That's fine. Okay. Okay, let me go through
Okay.
the full deck. But generally, you can accept, you can push back, no problem. Okay. Now let me go to the page 3. Page 3 is we need an admin group email. Okay. So I have offline talking with you and Anna before. So we need a
Mm-hmm.
public email. We don't need a Hester personal email. The reason is Hester maybe move out and promote another role several months later, right? It definitely happen. Okay. So we need a public email. So for example, I think Anna's email, it is okay because Anna used the OPPC/US3. No, this is fixed PO, fixed email. It don't, even Anna change, but this email don't change. Okay. So that email is match our request. And for the each region, I need an admin email. So for CCC Xiaofang, maybe you use LPI by LOC file, right? If you confirm this email no change, then you can fill in here. And for APCC team, please provide similar information to me, the Claudio. Okay. So Hester, please help to coordinate internally. You know what I mean? I need a public email. Don't change. Okay. The so here I have some tips here. Same when the code on the location, actually you can for different admin, sorry, uh, same when the code on the location cannot get the different admin email group. Okay, but the one admin email group actually you can for many when the location. That's fine. And share me the escalation path. I did not get it right. You need to provide me, for example, Hester, why is your manager, why is your director, and the same for the Xiaofang and so on. At least 2 people joining. Okay, I will have 4 people. That's fine. And material supply or any system actually we need some that to prepare. For example, how their planner know what part number you can support, right? So you need to have that Excel prepare and send to Delta. Say, okay, this is the 1,000 part number I can support. So let me go back to the backup page. Let's add page 33. Okay, this is the material supply Excel look like. So let me explain some key field. For example, part number, right? What is the part number? It is for American or for China. Site actually is the site code, but I will communicate with you later. And when the ID, when the location, okay? Lead time. So you need to tell me, hey, for this part number, what is the lead time? It is 30 days or 90 days, right? And what is the MOQ, minimum order quantity? For example, this part maybe need 100. And MOD, this term sometimes confused, but in short, you know this is for box quantity. So for example, you can say for the cable, MOQ is 1000 and one box is 100. So this is the meaning. So I will explain the material supply later again, but just give you a glance what material supply look like. So before on board, the buyer will reach you to correct the information. Then they will upload, review with GCM, and then upload into our system. Then the planner will know, okay, what part number you think can supply, right? Okay, and for any legacy order, I mean, if we still not received, actually it will import into this SourceDay tool. Okay, and for this tool, we need you use the Chrome or Firefox browser. Okay, not IE. IE is sometimes abnormal and so on. So this is page 3. Any questions of page 3? Okay, we get more people. Eric, Claudia. Okay. So if no question, let me move to the page 4. So after you provide me the admin email, right? When the code on the location admin email and right before the onboard, actually will use your admin email to create a super user in our system. Okay, so admin email is your super user. And after you log in with your admin email, actually you can create your normal user by yourself. For example, Anna, you use your email because your email may be admin email, right? Then you can create create Hester and other American regions Foxconn people by email in here. Then in future, that people can use their email to log in, and what he or she can see is the same as you. Okay, so this is the admin account. Any question on this page? Okay. Now go to page 5. And we also have some key settings. For example, Hester or Anna, you log in, and at top right, this is your name. You can click the account settings. Okay, then you can manage PO columns because this tool is for multiple suppliers. So not only for FIT, but also for your first account, you have the desktop server, we have other ODMs, OEMs, more than 100 suppliers here. So we try to make it flexible. That means you can adjust some field by yourself. So if you click manage PO column, actually you have many columns here. You can pull up, pull down. You can check the box to turn on or turn off. That means after your setting, your screen is customized for your company. Okay. And another key setting is about the email notification. Okay. The default should be the live. So that means any request from there, you will receive an email immediately. Okay. Sometimes you maybe want to change hourly. That means all email only send you every hour. Okay. But I don't recommend you change to daily or weekly because at the very beginning, maybe you were missing some email. So please keep it as live or hourly. Okay. But why we have some daily and so on? Because some very big ODM, they have hundreds PO every day. So they don't want to see the emails so often. But they commit, they log in daily. So that's the reason. Okay. So page 4 and 5 is the some key settings. So any questions for page 4 and 5? Hester and Anna and Claudia, Eric, I need your echo back. No question, right?
It's okay.
Okay. Now let me go to the page 6. So here now I have introduced the high level, right? Now let me introduce for the very important your main pages. Okay, I will introduce 2 times for this page because it is very important for you to understand the logic. So you can find there have 9 tabs. So from the logic, first tab should be pending. Pending is their request, first time request to you, it is under pending tab. For example, 43 means you have 43 requests from there. You still no response. Okay, so you can go to this page and list out 43 requests. So for each request, you can, if you accept it, acknowledge and accept it, then it generate the PO as second date. Okay. But if you don't agree, for example, has to say the MOQ I need 1,000, but you only provide me the 500, please revise it. Or maybe lead time is 90 days, but you only give me 30 days due date, I cannot accept it. So you can change and add comment, and then you will kick back to there, awaiting their response. Then buyer, for example, Lujuan will look into for this tab to say what is the feedback from Foscom. So if buyer accepts, still generate PO, right? If buyer don't accept, buyer also will add in her comments for these records. Then you'll show in update tabs. So update tab actually is the pending is first time, right? Update is for the after the first time. So back and forth updates is here. And all open is the all records in this tab. And late from the word this is the PO or request actually did not ship out on time. For example, due date is yesterday, but if you still not ship out, then you sit in a late tab, right? So nobody like late, so we give a radar tab. The radar tab means you will have 3 weeks lead time. For example, the due date minus 3 weeks, the PO or request is under this tab. It gives you have enough time to review with your manufacturing, because you say, oh, there's due date is here, so to our manufacturing ready to it build. So if everything smoothly, then you can ship out on time, right? You can avoid the late. And for hot, hot means should be the planner or buyer. They manually mark this request or PO as hot. That means, hey, Hester, I need your urgent help. Okay, so not means it is your fault. Just means they consider this request or PO is very important and need your urgent support. And shipped is you put due date, right? You ship out the goods. So if you ship out and you input the ASN, the tracking number, then the status will change to shipped. For completed, you don't need to touch it. The reason is if our warehouse receive the goods, the status will change to complete status and in this tab. And it should be keep at least 1 to 5 years records. Okay, so this is the 9 main tabs. So let me quickly to recapture again. The first request is in pending tab. You can review. If you acknowledge, you don't need to input any comments if you agree, right? Then it generate PO as second day. If you don't agree, then you will change something. You must need input reason to say, oh, in what reason I change. Then it is waiting their response. If they accept, PO still generate. If they don't accept, they also add in some update. Then all your backforth updates is in this tab. So always for all, late is you not ship out on time. To avoid it, give you radar tab. We have 3 weeks to proactive review. For hot is manual flag. That means I need your urgent support. Shipped is you click shipped, add in the tracking number. The other one shipment notifications. Okay, then its status will change to shipped. And after our warehouse receive goods, it will change to complete status. So they also have some red character here. So if everything smoothly, actually we only have one due date, right? Original due date. This is their request. But sometimes the planner will change their mind. For example, the due date may be 3 months, but they say, oh, sorry, I'm shortage. I have some COS issue. I want to pull into next month. So if they change, then planning commit this field will show their latest request due date. Okay, so in short, if have planning commit, please try to abide this planning commit. If no, then just original due date. Okay, so this is the page 6, very important. Any questions for this page?
Scott, do you
Yes.
mean for the PO history, it could be keep us 1 to 2 year, right? For
Oh,
PO history.
the history always keep. I just mean the completed. I mean, if the record already received, that means the cycle already done. We still keep it at least 1.5 years. But if not closed, it
1 to 5.
always here. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question?
If not closed, okay, we'll keep still in the system, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that means in future, actually, email, you don't need to keep too much emails, right? Because everything is on system. Every communication is visible. But email just for alert. For example, just say, oh, Hester, you have one pending request here. Maybe then you jump into to do some actions, right? Okay. Now let me go to the page 7. We have some terminologies here, but during I explained during the last page, actually you know most of the things, right? The pending, update, late, and so on. But one thing is order pending date, because for example, this is the date which you first time can see our request. Why? Because some request actually is under planner control, then you can see their request immediately. But actually some requests actually have high value dollar, right? Then they need to get their manager approved. After they get their manager approved, you can see the request. So to be fair, we try to calculate the first time you can see the date, the PO, okay? And the planning commit already explained before, standard lead time, okay? Promise day is the best day you ever committed there, but this day still not final implementation, so we mark it as red. So the terminology actually you can understand in during my last page explanation, okay? And order status, usually if I were you, for example, in each tab it's very clearly, right? But why we still give you some explanation? Because sometimes you just go to the open tabs, right? Then you export to Excel. Then you say, oh, what is this row's information? Then it give you, oh, what is the order status? Okay. But usually I just recommend you go to that tab. It is very clearly. Now I have explained for the high level for the main pages. Now let me go to the detail. Okay. So this is your
Hello.
yes.
Hello.
Sorry.
Scott.
Claudine 说她看不到啊，西
对，I
马只有
cannot
她
see
一
the
个人，APCC 那边只有她一个。
我说看不到那个screen。
您看不到我的 screen。
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
How about okay?
FITEI 是哪位哦？
I find Hester Eric able to find it.
在上吗？
How about
Claudia Cha.
yeah, Claudia Cho, how about you quit and rejoin again? But no worry, because I will record this video and share into the YouTube later, so you can download to review again. So how about you follow up with my deck firstly, because for others they can see my screen. It's okay.
Thank you, Scott.
Now, okay, let me to continue.
没有不见了。
Yeah, because I will record it. Don't worry, okay.
小李那天我跟他演示过了，他应该可以的。
I don't know. Anna, sorry. Please use English because this video try to share to your Yunnan teams later too. Okay, they cannot understand the Mandarins and so on. So now let me to continue. Because you and Hester and Xiaofang is on the meeting, and I will record video. If your team have any other questions, your internet can use this video and my deck to communication firstly. Okay, and still have questions, you still can reach to me and buy us later. So let me continue the page 9 acknowledge. So this is for your daily operation. Okay, so your first thing is go to pending, right? Then you have a lot of pending items. Actually, you can click action acknowledge. Then it will pop up one box. Okay, so if you full agree, I mean the quantity, the due date you agree, then you don't need to input anything, including the comments. Don't need to input anything. Just click update. That means you agree. Then the PO will generate second day. But in case you don't agree, for example, you change the quantity. For example, this is a 10,000 PO, too huge. You can say, okay, sorry, 5,000 I can support at the first due date, and the 2,000 I can support at the second due date, 3,000 I can support at the third due date, and click update. That means you try to split the request, right? Or you maybe can change the quantity to 0. This is at a pending status, right? You can change to 0 immediately to say, sorry, EOL 5 years I cannot support. Okay, so that means if you don't agree, you can change, but you must add in the comments. If you agree, let blank update. That's all. Okay. So any questions for acknowledge page? Okay. Now let me go to the root cause. So if you don't agree, actually we have summarized some common scenarios, right? So if you don't agree, please pick one scenario and input into the comments. And you also can add in more your manual comments and so on. But we request you pick out one reason. For example, you can say MOQ issue, right? You can say, maybe it's me, who knows? And for SLA is a service level agreement. So for the late tab, please respond to that within 2 business days. But for other normal pending and update tabs, the maximum is 5 business days. But actually, we appreciate you can update within 2 business days. Why we put 5 days here is because some ODM feedback they run ERP weekly. So less reason, max is 5 days. But keep it in mind as early as possible, okay? And try your best to meet the planning commit. So this second time I mentioned the planning commit because if everything smooth, just original due date, okay. But sometimes planner change their mind, right? Then planning commit will show up for a new due date. So that means if you have a new due date, you try to meet. But if you cannot, you still can add in comments to say, sorry, I cannot meet your new due date and so on. So this is SLA. So any questions for this page 11?
Scott, question. Okay. You mentioned about, for PO commitment, we need to meet the planning commit, okay, and
Try.
original due date, okay, no earlier than that. That's mean, we cannot ship earlier, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Because for the PO, usually the planner will give you a due date, right? So we give you 5 days tolerance. For example, if you arrive before or within 5 days before, 5 days after, we still consider it is okay, right? Because sometimes you cannot so exactly control the shipment. But if it is more than 1 week, there's something wrong, right? Because for example, I request you arrived at tomorrow, but you arrived maybe 1 month ago. That's early shipment, right? Or maybe you don't ship out 1 month later. That's late shipment, right? But if just I request you ship at tomorrow, you arrive it today, that's fine, right? Just 1 day difference. Okay. Now go to the page 12, partial commit. So after our tool launch, actually we have one request. So in the future, only one PO only have one part number and only have one line. This is our Dell internal request. One PO, one part, one line. And we also need a supplier to ship out the goods at one time. So for example, I give you an order is 1,000. So usually you need to ship out 1,000 SN. But sometimes you cannot meet it. Like for example, due to quality issue, they have 500 pieces, quality issue you cannot ship out. But alert information you cannot click ship, right? But you need to click update to tell Dell as early as possible, right? Because the abnormal issue happened used to be no earlier. You need to tell Dell as early as possible to say, oh sorry, for this 1,000 I want to split 500 as before schedule, and another 500 actually I maybe need to delay. So if you split, you mean you click update, right? Then Bear will review, right? Bear will review. If they say okay, agree, they accept, then they will split 2 PO to you. For example, the 500 PO is original schedule. Another 500 PO is for the new quantity, new due date. So then it still match our display, right? One PO, one part, one line, one shipment. But just need you as early as possible to inform them in case you want to change. Okay. So any question for this page?
So even partial shipment, we need to commit on the system. Let the system know, we need to ship by partial, right?
Yes. Usually we don't like partial, but in case it have to happen, then you click update to say I want to submit. Okay, then they accept, they'll generate the 2PO to you. Then you still ship out, right? So 500 pieces is the original. This is not partial, right? Because you ship out 500, right? But another 500, you give you a new PO, right? In future, still one shipment. Okay. Now let me go to the page 13 update. So on acknowledgement means we have an alignment before, right? But sometimes have changed. For example, maybe Foxconn, FIT would like to change, or maybe Dell would like to change. Both able. Okay, both able to change. So, for example, you guys want to change, you create an update, right? For example, you want to split, right? You change quantity from 1,000 to 500 and add in comments. If you change the planning commit, you need to check this box to say you are intended to change the due date, right? So then you say, oh, sorry, I want to split. The reason is quite issue and so on, right? So if buyer accept, they may be split to bill to you. This is your guys try to change. And next page, maybe they'll try to change too, right? For example, they'll say, oh, I need to pull in, right? The planning commit is the 90 days later, but I'm urgently, I want to pull in at next month. So maybe they change the planning commit and check only date, right? And click update. Then you get their request. If you accept, okay, then we change the planning commit. But if you don't accept, you can change again, right? You can say, you ask me pull from the 3 months later to next month. I cannot make it happen, but I can help you to pull in 2 months, right? So it's still better, right? Not meet their best request, but still improvement. So you still can do this kind of change. Just you and they both can change. If two party aligned, then the PO will be changed. Okay. So any questions about the update? No, let me go to the bulk. So here now I just talk about one by one, right? So, but actually sometimes from you guys you say, oh, this 4 line actually is same batch, and then you can check 4 box, right? And above have big button, then you can acknowledge. Then have a big box pop up. So the same rule. If you agree, you don't need to input anything. You just click update. That means you accept. But if you don't agree, then you can change. So bulk reason, if you input bulk reason, it will help you to auto fill in the each row. If you change the bulk date, it will change the each date. Okay, it just saves some of your time, but the logic, the rule is similar. Okay. So any question for this page 15?
Scott, question. Okay, regarding for acknowledgement. Okay, at this point, that's me. PO by PO to commit it. Is that possible? We can download to Excel file and commit on the Excel file, and after complete the data and upload to.
Okay, I'll explain later.
Is
Don't
it
worry.
possible like that?
Yes. Okay. So let me finish this page. Good question. Okay. We have considered customers' request. So anyway, from here is maybe for POs, for request, right? You try to acknowledge. Okay. So I just mentioned the rules. Yeah. Now next page, it is your request import by Excel. Okay. So the default is not turned on. You need because some supplier actually just a minimum PO. We don't turn on default. But if you request it, send me a request, then we'll asking the software company to turn on. Now you'll find in your name have imports. You can choose file. You can review the file whether it is correct or not. You can process. Okay. Just pay attention. The date is month, the year for the date format. And next page is the detail format. So for example, usually you have 2 scenarios, right? So one scenario maybe you try to acknowledge, right? During that time, no PO, right? You just have the internal ID, our request ID, right? Because PO is after you accept, then PO generated, right? So maybe you can say internal ID line 1, the part number 65. You fully agree, right? If you fully agree, let here blank because you agree, let blank. Then upload. That means you accept it. But if you don't agree, then you can add in the comments, right? To say why you don't agree. For example, you change the due date. That means you say, hey, I need the due date change to that date, right? Or maybe you change quantity 65 to 100. Say, oh, sorry. Comment to say, oh, MAQ is 100. That means you reject. Okay. And another scenario maybe is PO already generated and you want to ship out the goods, right? So at that time you have PO. Okay, PO, internal ID, line, part number 65 order quantity, right? You plan to ship out, right? So you can say I ship out 65 by DHL. This is my tracking number. And default shipping mode, you can put as Y. That means if you always ship out by plane, then this time still plane, right? But in case, for example, sometimes planner is not urgent. They say, I want to ship by ocean sometimes, right? Then you can change to earn. Okay, and add a comment to say, this time ship by ocean, put their planner's request and so on. But you can find, you can acknowledge, right? You can ship out goods. For update is similar, right? For update, PO, return ID, then add in comments. You want to change something, you change, upload. Okay, so the tip here is if no PO, you put PO blank. If have PO, please must input the PO into the template tool. Okay, so this is the 2-page is explaining how to use Excel to upload. Okay, but my recommendation, if you only have 10 PO, maybe you go to the tool, manual edit. So some surprise you see because they are huge. They have daily, they have 100 PO, so they prefer for it. But anyway, the function is ready. Okay. Any questions? Now let me go to the script. So if everything's smooth, right, you accept, you generate the during some update, you have align again. Now it is the due date you want to ship out the goods. I need to highlight again here. If you cannot ship out at one time, you need to click update instead of advanced shipment, right? Because if you want to speed and so on, you need to click update. But if you can fully ship out, you can click advanced shipment. Then you will pop out a box. You have to input the carrier tracking. This is mandatory, okay? But for below is optional. For example, how many lot, how many boxes. This is optional, okay? If you don't know, you can say one total quantity. That's all. Submit. But if you know, you can click this plus button. You can add in a different lot. Okay, just remind the carrier and tracking is a must need to input. This is for shipped. So any question? Okay, even though let me go to unship. For example, we are human, right? Sometimes have typo. For example, tracking number is wrong. Then you can click unship and correct it. But we appreciate you can do the right thing at first time. Cancel. Cancel actually have two scenarios, right? One cancel is at very beginning, PO still not generated, right? Acknowledge state, and you can just quantity to GLC I cannot support. But here, this cancel, it means PO already generated, right? Then you want to cancel. Okay, you can click cancel add in the comments. For example, you can say, hey, I'm aligned with Dell GCM, mutually agree to cancel this PO due to blah blah reason. So if bar accept, it cancelled. Okay, this is your reason for cancel. But sometimes they also can raise for cancel. They are proposed cancel, right? They will say, hey, due to some reason I'm too much, I want to cancel. Can you support? So if you accept, still cancel. If you don't accept, you can push back. So that means the good thing is two things aligned, then cancel. Okay. Now go to the history. Oh, this is helpful. Okay, because what I talk, every record, every party communication, you can click the view to know the details. So for example, which day, who say what. And some requests from buyers to supplier. For example, if you cannot support order, please provide clear reason. Okay, you need to tell why you cannot, or else they maybe back and forth too many things, right? And for shipment, please update ASN, advanced shipment notification, or AKI is the tracking number. And proactive change your commit with clear reason. If you already know commit slip, for example, you plan to split and so on, right? If you know it, please tell them as early as possible. So instead of you plan to ship out tomorrow and today you tell me, I'm asleep, right? You better tell me maybe 2 weeks ago. Then we have more time to make decision. So daily priority, for example, you can export on open tab, right? Do some offline analysis and so on, but it depends on you. Okay. And pay attention for the some overdue cases, hot cases, and due date within 2 weeks and so on. So it is some tips from the buyers to you guys. And for update tab, because usually we need you update within 2 business days, right? So actually you can sort the aging update and try to checking with your manufacturing and keep update. And sometimes for radar, because give you 3 weeks ahead, right? So you can use this tab to do some proactive jobs. So this is actually some tips from the buyers to use. So any questions for this tab? Now go to we have because this tool, right? Actually, we not only provide the Excel look like, but we also provide additional information. For example, you can export to Excel or to PDF. You can search, for example, input a part number, a PO, and the more things you click. You can multiple PO, right? PO1, PO2 with a blank to separate and click search. We also have advanced search function. For example, you want to see the create date within last quarter and so on. So that means it is online, it is visible. You don't need to save too much emails in future. Okay. And we also can help to sort. Okay, you click, you sort by each column. And our time zone, because for example, Hester, you are in American, you can select your American time zone. And Anna, it is in China, please select the China Beijing time zone. So then you'll keep your UI normal and the backend calculation normal. Okay. And key lesson learned, because we have launched this tool for more than 100 suppliers. We have some knowledge we try to share to you to save your time. So first thing is the 1.1 PO online, and we appreciate you ship out at one time. Okay. If you cannot, tell them as early as possible, and always try best to support planning commit. Okay. So if have planning commit, right? If no, origin today. So if you cannot, please provide a clear reason why you cannot. And in the future, actually, it's a barrier. Is your contact window, because planner just provide your request and forecast, but the daily operation, I mean the commit date, the shipping, the receiving, the invoice, you need to dealing with buyer, not planner, buyer. Okay. And for daily, yeah, hot late, that means abnormal POs, right? Need your special help. If you ship out goods, please provide the advance shipment notification, right? The tracking number. And response to the update tab timely. Okay. And another thing is I need to remind here, the due date in SourceDay is ETA, arrive date, not ETD. But some OEM were argument to say, hey, this is the S-work PO. It is there forwarded to pick up. How I to know the ETA? But you're working with Dell long time, right? You know from the Quinsan ship to America, maybe you need 7 days, right? Usually 7 days. Then if the due date is next weekend, you better ship out this weekend. So normally it's be arrive on time. So we also give you 5 days tolerance. It is fair enough. Okay. So this is page 26. Any question?
Scott, okay, I do remember last Thursday, we have been discussed, due to the system, they use one cost. The one cost, that's me, that's term will be DTPC. Okay, if like that term, the in transit lead time, it could be different, right?
So, but as I state here, yeah, the transit lead time may be different because different region have different lead time, right? But you have deal with Dell long time ago. You usually know the normal lead time is how long, right? So you can ship out based on your best practice, because we also give you the 5 days of tolerance. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go to the pilot link. Okay, I also provide to you this pilot. Pay attention, huh? The pilot means pilot if the production is app. Oh, this is very important for you to know. So if you listen to my training carefully, actually, it is the quite similar UI. Okay. One tip here is we only create account right before the launch for admin emails. Okay. So used to be after you get the account, actually you will receive an email to say, oh, your account being created by SourceDay. So you can input your account, your password, and click login. One tip is in case due to some typo issues, right? For example, Chinese English characters, then you please can use forgot password. Then you can reset your password by yourself. Don't try more than 3 times. I mean, the username password login, if you try 3 times still failed, please use forgot password to reset. But if everything smoothly, actually you can click login. Now you're login, you can find the interface is same as my deck, right? So usually go to the pending tab. So click action, acknowledge. If you full agree, right? You say the quantity, the due date, you also agree, click update, that's all. But if you don't agree, for example, you say 100, MOQ is 100, right? Though, but no, oh, why you change from 7 to 100? Because MOQ is 100. You click update. So I don't really click here because I do much testing records here, but ideally logic is here. Sign is awaiting response, awaiting their response. The fire means it's hot. And if you move the mouse here, you know, oh, that's why the pre-update. Okay, lead time issues. Okay, so if I click the view, you can find this is the surprise say when the commit is November 22nd, the reason is lead time issue. But actually, we need you provide more details. For example, we can say, hey, the lead time is 90 days, so the reason I want to change the commit to that date and so on. So you can click back here. And for all open, actually, you can search. So for example, I can search, and this is a PO, right? 6557. So I can input the partial PO. So you can locate, right? And you can export to Excel. So it is exported. Okay, if you open the download, so you can find this is the Excel which I just export from the tools. So we also have advanced search. So a lot of things you can select. So for example, you can say create day from here to here and then apply. So that means you want to search from this period. Let me go to the backend setting. For example, account. Oh, here I have a user guide. User guide. So this is a pilot system, maybe not so latest, but in production it should be the latest. So you have import function, right? So import, you can select the file, choose file, okay, and then upload and so on. Okay. And have account setting. Account setting, okay. For you guys, they'll have some NHPO columns. So you can find a lot of PO columns here. You can drag, for example, you care about PO line, you can drag it from the PO line to here. And maybe you care about PO CCN, this is the site. Okay, you can check it and submit change. Okay, changed. Then I go back. So you'll find PO. Oh, let me click the search. You go to the open PO, okay? You can click the filter. So you can find the PO line, right? And we also turn on the POCCN, right? American, APCC, Europe, and so on. And another setting is about the email setting. So you can find the frequency is live. Right? Live means every request you receive one email. So maybe sometimes you want to change the hour. Let me take email only sent to me every hour. But because you just on board, please keep it as live. Okay, to be more safe for you guys, and click save. So this is the, oh, I want to have another thing. Okay.
got one quick question.
Yes.
Okay, regarding for PO line, okay, is that possible that can show for the buyer name and email address and phone number there?
Buyer name will be shown here. This is just pilot, but buyer name in the production, the buyer name is real buyer name. Okay. And the phone number, no, because according buyer name, actually, for example, in future maybe Lu Juan, so you'll build up relationship very quickly, because we were less buyers if compared to before. Global maybe only one buyer, so it's very easy for you. And the action, for example, advanced shipment, right? You can, for example, you also can update. Right? For update, you can change the date and to say what reason you want to change the date, and click update. And for shipment, you also can click advanced shipment. So as I mentioned, you must need to fill in the carrier number and what tracking numbers. And from below, if you don't know, maybe say 11 and this is 20, right? You can say 20. I mean, that's all. But if you know more details, you may case say 1, 10. You can say, oh, I have a 2 box, right? One is 10, another is 10, total is 20. But below is optional. Carrier and tracking number is must. So this is the online which I showed to you. For late is the late, right? And you can find history for every PO details. Who, what status, and when, what is commands, and so on. Okay. So now let me go back to the deck again. So from technical training, the tool is already done, but I need to give you some other backup training. So for example, I need to tell you, in the future, actually, we split the planner and the buyer. Actually, this action already happened. Okay, but since we are not on board, we still deal with the planners. But on board price, actually, you need to contact with the buyers. And as I told you before, it is for service only. It is for new buy orders only. Okay, we still not touch the spare or repairs. Okay, so that's service new buy PO. And for sustaining here, for MPI, we should be on board zone. Okay, sustaining is a majority. So in the future, it's better to help you to resolve the rigged issue. The first line supplier management. For example, QPR actually buyer will feedback to GCN to say, this quarter to FIT do good job or not, or some areas they still have room to improve, or PO management and so on. And okay, material supply is quite important. So let me iterate here. Okay, so you need proactive feedback to Dell. For example, for MPI, if a new part added, right, and maybe IP changed EOP, then lead time changed. In some rare situation, maybe you change vendor code one location. Seldom happen, but sometimes due to your legality change and so on, sometimes happen. So anyway, any material supply change, you need to tell buyer. Then buyer will review with GCM. If GCM approve, will submit to the SourceDay. So currently the material supply, for example, we have American, Europe, APJ, right? We have China, we have APCC. So we have the Europe, we have the notebook, desktop, and so on. So Barry will discuss with you later for the detailed material supply. But in short, this that will help the planner to know which part you can support. What is the lead time MOQ for this part? Then they can deliver you the correct request at first time. Or else maybe you push back, right? Because they say, I want this part number next week. You say, no. My lead time in material supply tell you is 1 month. Why you submit a request 1 week lead time, right? MOQ, sometimes we cannot buy it, but MOD, the box quantity, their team agree to buy. For example, maybe 1 box is 1,000. We definitely will purchase 1 box or 2 box. But MOQ, maybe you say, 1 million is too much for Dell, right? And this page, page 33, I have explained before. Okay, so this is one Excel. So you need to fill in and send back to buyer. Buyer will review with GCN and submit into the SourceDay. So material supply is important. And these are expectations. we have tool, right? And then in the industry, actually, you know, we measure responsiveness, on-time delivery, and reliability and flexibility. So, for example, if they'll give you a request, do you respond on time, right? Or you say, oh, Hester, I'm on travel, so I cannot respond within 1 week. But you have Anna as backup, right? So Anna need within respond within 1 week. On time delivery, you know, we have a due date, right? You ship out at arrive at a due date. You can early and late, but we give you 5 days tolerance. Reliability. If you commit something, for example, Hester say, I commit joining today's meeting at 9 o'clock. You join it on time. Flexibility. For example, sometimes planner give you a due date, original due date, but they change their mind. They say, oh, sorry, I'm serious. I want to pull into next month. If you agree, if you make it happen, it is flexibility. You earn additional point. But if you agree and then don't make it happen, actually it is decommit. So that's the reason you need to check in with your manufacturing before response. You cannot just pat your head to say, oh, because this is a request from Dell, so I'm agree first. No, you need to check in your manufacturing. If you really okay, accept it. So for the pending update is five working days. Okay, 5 working days. In the late, it is very hot, right? So 2 working days. And for shipment, you know, sometimes when you ship out the goods, you need waiting for order to give you the tracking number, right? I will give you the 2 more days to update the tracking number. So any questions for this page? Okay. Even though, let me go to how to meet the expectations. So to be frankly, you need to know this is for ETA, not for ETD, right? Any shipment will need a tracking number as soon as possible, reliable, right? When you commit something, try make it happen. And last one is, if planner have a new request, try your best to support. If you cannot, that's fine. You can say after my double check, I'm managing the best day. You know, you asking me pull to next week, but cannot, I can pull to next month. That's fine, right? You just give your real situation, but try your best. So any questions for this page? Now go to, actually we have some KPIs to drive the support and internally. For example, we also measure buyers. So if Hester puts back something to buyer, Lu Juan, for example, respond to you within 2 days too. The same, right? Because we also give you request to you guys. And planners, do they always give you short lead times, right? Do they always change their due date, right? And once you're on time delivery, do you flexible enough? Do you reliable enough? So that means we have 7 KPIs to measure. Okay, 4 to supplier, and 2 to planner, and 1 to buyer. So for buyer, the main KPI is delay response time. And they have some calculations detail here. One discipline is we try to make it as fair as possible. Okay, so for example, on time delivery, if have enough lead time, right? Then we just measure the date and have the 5 days tolerance, right? If you arrived, within before 5 days and after 5 days, you say, okay, that's fine. You meet on time delivery. But if it is short lead time, right? Then we try to make it fair, right? So we'll use the first time you can see the order. The first time you can see the order at the standard lead time. For example, standard lead time is 30 days. Even the request ship out at the next week, but it is short lead time, right? You don't care. You still can ship out all the pending date at 30 days, right? If you ship out at that date, arrive at that date, you still meet, because you can always help to meet the short lead time, right? You try your best. Okay, anyway, this have more details, but don't worry. Just remind, keep the some discipline in mind. 1, respond to Dell as early as possible. 2, reliable. 3, check with your manufacturing before do some commit. I believe if you can remember these some kinds of tips, don't worry about the KPIs and so on. Okay. And here is more details about the KPI. I think in the future, after you really launch the business, then you more care about it. Before till now, you just keep in mind what kind of the disciplines here. For example, each shipment we need the tracking number and so on, right? And for last time buy, sometimes we need 2 more weeks for the last time buyer to place PO to you. And for batch PO, for cable maybe no batch PO. Anyway, leave it some special scenario here. Okay, and this is some kinds of urgent backup plan. For example, if you use this tool, you are happy to use it, but in case it failed, how to do, right? So if the SourceDay tool done within 1 day, that's fine. But if done more than 1 business day, then we have kick off this backup process. So don't worry because the planner, the buyer, the supplier, the elect still there, right? Just SourceDay down. So you still can buy email, right? You still can have phone call. And after system backup, we try to import the EPO and so on. But the communication history is missing, right? So but so far so good. We didn't have the tool down for more than 1 days. And last page is our internal escalation paths. For example, the global buyer should be Lucian to deal with you guys. It depends on the client mechanical or the enterprise mechanical, maybe 1 or 2 buyers. And our manager today is Visuals, okay, and the GSM, maybe daily, weekly, and QBR. So for Jason is the based in Singapore, the director, and Jeffrey is buyer's director. So maybe QBR. In my boss case, is top boss in charge of our organizations. Okay, so maybe just focus on the executive business review and so on. So this is the internal execution path. Okay, so till now, I think I finished the training. So any other questions? Hester, Anna, and Xiaofan,
If we have a
Claudia.
question, we will give you a call.
Okay, sure. And I put some buyer here. You can find Lu Xuan and Jianzhen. Jianzhen should be the enterprise, and Lu Xuan should be the client buyer. They'll reach out to you for the material supply. And please review today's training deck firstly. Okay, because training is only 1 hour, right? You can recapture the training. Second, contact the buyer firstly. Third, if they cannot resolve, reach to me. Okay, so that's all. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Okay,
bye.